So we'll talk about how actually do we do that? How do we take every thought captive? So I'll start off by telling a story. There was an opera singer. She was a famous opera singer, had an incredible voice. She toured around the world, filled stadiums around the world with her concerts. But at some point, she started to lose her voice. Her voice wasn't as accurate. She wasn't able to hit the notes. She was off key, and she didn't know why. She didn't feel strained, and so she went to the doctor, and a doctor couldn't tell anything wrong. She went to specialists. Specialists checked her vocal cords. Everything seemed to be fine. They checked her lungs. She was getting enough air, and that seemed to be fine until one doctor actually decided he was going to go deeper, and he studied opera. And so what he looked at was the decibels, the amount of power that's coming out of her voice, and realized it's the same amount of power if you're standing next to a speaker at a club. And over time he began to realize is that it was her own voice that was causing her to lose her hearing, and her loss of hearing was causing her to be off key. So basically she was being deafened by her own voice. She was being deafened by her own voice. And so sometimes in life, we can be deafened by our own voices. You know, the voices that we have in our head, the voices, the things that we tell ourselves about ourselves can deafen us to reality. There's a quote that says, "You will never hear another person's voice more than you hear your own." Be intentional about the way you talk to yourself.